Hello, everyone. Let me turn this music down a little bit. And we are live. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another 2v2 Timespinner match. I am Urza MTG, and I am joined in the booth by none other than Jim the Eternal.
That's right, that's me.
We have another 2v2 tournament going here. We've got some of our information here while I'm getting a few more things ready. I'm gonna go ahead and get everyone ready to go here. Do you want to introduce a little bit about what's going on here while I get some things set up?
Yeah. So this is yet another match in the Timespinner 2v2 tournament that we've been running. I say we. I have been very tertiarily involved. There's been a bunch of other people involved in organization. I think Wef and Zed are probably some of the primary people. But the way this works is we have two seeds set up on Archipelago that are matched, and a player 1 and player 2 within each Archipelago seed that is the same. So on the upper left and upper right, you're going to see the player 1s for both of those seeds. And on the bottom left and bottom right, you're going to see the player 2s for both of those seeds. So, I think you have an emote only on for your chat.
Yes, thank you. Also, don't know.
Yeah, okay. So I'll keep going. So the player 1s are going to be running. So the player 1s are matched and the player 2s are matched, and both of them are each running in their own multi-world. So the goal is for both the player 1 and the player 2 in a given multi-world to reach their personal goal. Collect and release is turned off. So even after they win, they might need to get back into their game in order to find items for their partner. And we'll be taking the sum of the two times for the two players. Now, the YAMLs that we're using, all of the various settings are wildly varied. We're going to have, there's a bunch of kind of like low odds to change the settings in a way that we won't know about until we get into the game proper. So the key cards, for example, could be on specific or non-specific. The victory condition for the game could be different depending on what gets rolled. So
Indeed.
There's going to be a lot of information for the runners to kind of figure out as quickly as possible in order to determine their path through the game.
And about as much information for us to process at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and drop the gate for our runners, and the race should be starting soon.
All right, here we go. I'm excited. Yep, the timers are starting, so should be in there pretty soon. Anything in particular you're looking forward to here, Urza? Anything you want to see?
I want to see less Randomizer than we were seeing earlier today. So
yeah, less enemy randomizer would also be fine. Let them have a little bit of a smoother run.
All right. So to explain our layout a little bit, so the trackers are a little weird. The outside most trackers are for the bottom players. The inside trackers are for the top players. So from left to right, the trackers are for ACZ, Wef Jebster, Lady Bun, and then Art Hunter Vera. So you can see that the trackers are identical for the inside players and for the outside players. So player 1s, the top players, do not have their twin pyramid keys, whereas the players on the bottoms do. So our top players, who are players who are starting in the present, will not be able to warp immediately. They need to find their twin pyramid keys in order to do so. Meanwhile, the bottom players, who are always going to be inverted, do have access to those things.
And we're already off to a excellent start.
Yep. We've got...
we have Umbra Minus and Ice Orb for the two players.
I didn't see what the orbs were. I was a little busy explaining things.
We have Umbra Minus for our player 1s, and I think Ice Orb either plus or neutral for the player 2s.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have rolled Randomizer for player 2s, so you can see that player 2's enemies are really chaotic, and that's because every single enemy spot is being randomized. There are a few spots that are required to have specific types of enemies for the purposes of progression, but other than Hellgazer lasers with impassable laser beams, we will be seeing all sorts of things on the bottom of your screen.
So far, we have found an elevator key card for our player twos, going to be relevant once they get back into the present, although currently stuck in the past.
Looks
I
like they
think we've
actually
also seen their modern warp beacon, right? So they could get into the present anytime.
they do in fact have their modern warp beacon. I'm guessing they got it from Nalist right at the beginning because I didn't see it in the chest. But you can see player ones here do not have Randomizer. They're just kind of going through the present. One other thing that's different for this tournament than our normal Timespinner tournaments is that this is Archipelago to facilitate multiplayer. So while the two pairs have the same seeds, each player has different stuff going on, but each one can have items for the other player in it. That comes along with one other feature, which are hints. Every check that they do is worth 1 hint point, and based on the total number of hints in their game, they need a certain number of hint points to be able to hint for an item. And a new strategy for this tournament is when do you hint and what do you hint for?
Yeah, it turns out that's been probably one of the most important things that's been going on in these games in these past tournament matches is the information more than the execution. You know, if you hit for the right thing at the right time, that can make or break a particular seed.
Yep. Looks like we've got Golden Idol in the Feline Century spot for player one. They're going to get a little bit of information from this if they're very quick. The frame the boss finishes its final cutscene, they can get a glimpse of the item that the actual spot where this boss normally appears has. We'll see if we can spot that on Wef's stream here.
Of course,
Meanwhile,
even odds that it is an archipelago item, which always has the same icon. So not a lot of information to be gained if it's something for their partner.
indeed. We can see also we've got the Rising Tides flag. We've got a flooded moat at the castle. Did not see if it was drawbridge. I'm guessing not, based on the fact that Ladybun has proceeded into the castle. Yep, no draw.
Ladybun looks like she is in the castle proper.
Yep.
Wef still in the boots fight, and Zed a little bit behind Ladybun here, moving into the castle, while Vera a little bit behind Wef, moving through this present time and heading towards the sewers eventually.
Yep. Meanwhile, Wef entering the sewers now. A fun little area, just a bunch of moving platforms and some flying annoyances that like to interrupt your platforming.
Ooh, really unfortunate death for Ladybun. It just goes to show the enemy randomizer in this game is a real struggle to deal with sometimes. The enemies are in terrible positions, and especially with the past start, the enemies are slightly higher level than you might expect them to be and deal a decent chunk more damage than you might expect them to as well. So you got to be really careful with these past start enemy randomizer seeds.
Yep. Oh, but there's the twin pyramid key at the end of the sewers for player one. Meanwhile, player two finding Zed finding one of his Timespinner gears. I don't know if we've seen any of them check their wind conditions yet. Have you noticed yet?
I haven't spotted a map check, but there is a lot to pay attention to.
Yep. One fun thing we've got in our flags here. These are essentially mystery seeds for those of you who come from the Link to the Past randomizer world. We have a number of settings that are randomized, and one of them is the end condition. And normally for Timespinner matches, we always do true ending, where you need to collect all 5 pieces of the Timespinner, go through the ancient pyramid, and defeat the 2 final bosses. However, there is a small chance for one or both of the seeds to have a dad percent instead, in which case you need to go to the bad ending of climbing up Emperor's Tower and defeating the boss there.
In the meantime, we are moving right along here. Wef going through the library. Wef does have his progression. This is an interesting feature of kind of the mixed starts here. There's a certain amount of progression that is kind of required to get to the next part of the game. Wef found his, the warp beacon, so now he can teleport, and with the warp beacon granted to him, it also gives him a warp location in the past, and maybe a warp location in the ancient pyramid. We won't know until we see a map check.
Yeah. We also saw Wef utilizing another feature of Archipelago, the gifting. He sent some warp shards over to Zed, who does not have access to a shop for a little bit, so that Zed has the ability to warp.
Yeah, this is actually a really, really convenient thing, and we might even see him gifting some armor as well, given the already known randomizer and or enemy randomizer feature for the player twos.
Yeah. We've got Vera. Looks like she's getting near the end of the Golden Idol boss fight. Um, Lady Bun has gone ahead and used her modern warp beacon to go to the present. Looks like we had a Siren's Cave, and that elevator keycard was incredibly important so that they could actually proceed out of that area and actually do something in the present.
Very cool. Yeah, we're seeing Lady Bun head over to the present library area. So this is a bit of a divergence. Zed is kind of making his way deeper into the castle. So maybe we'll see some cool items come up here.
Yeah, I actually like this decision from Lady Bun because the Shattered Orb Plus for player two. That'll be very handy. Shattered Orb, and it looks like Zed already had that. Or
Yeah, Zed's had that for a while. It is the reward
oh,
from the boss fight, the killer boss
however,
fight.
Bombardment Plus in their own library, that's fantastic. One of the best spells in the game by far.
That is a nice find for Lady Bun for sure.
One of probably top three in terms of raw damage. Um, with the only downside being that it is blunt damage. But yeah, going to the library early. The library is dense with checks, and if you proceed to the left, you've got low-level enemies, less danger of dying while you're trying to find gear, and access to a shop. And it looks like Zed is
They're unfortunately suffering in the sewers here. This is a rough place to traverse without any extra vertical.
Yep. Looks like Wef has found his B and D key cards in the
Yeah, Wes
past.
cruising right along now, going into the past and checking out the castle area. And presumably, Vera will end up in the same area, finding her own security keycards fairly soon.
All right, looks like we got a map check from Zed. Looks like player two is on true ending for sure.
All right, good to have that confirmed.
I did not see it blinking at the top of Emperor's Tower, so I'm going to assume that was that. You also get to see Zed going through a hallway that's normally just filled with slimes, and instead filled with chaos.
Yeah, it's
Absolute
very,
chaos.
very cursed in the enemy randomizer. That's probably the worst hallway in the game.
Yep. Looks like Vera now has a pink item, which will be important. Pink opens a door in the past, and potentially two doors in the past. Another newish flag, the Royal Roadblock, replaces a door to the Royal Towers with a pink door, which requires a pink item equipped to go through it. Not sure if that's going to be relevant, but we will see. Neither of our player twos have been into the Royal Towers yet.
So Zed making a slight divergence here from where Lady Bun has gone. Zed went to the left upon spawning into the Sirens Caves, going deeper into the Sirens Caves without the ability to check the checks that are underwater, but grabbing a couple of checks that I think Vera or Lady Bun didn't go and get. Unfortunately, nothing particularly relevant in those checks, so I think the gamble didn't quite pay off.
Yeah, also noticing that Zed has a gear that Lady Bun does not. Not sure if that came from Wef or if Zed found that for himself.
Check the logs.
Thank you.
Yeah, that looks like it's in the castle ramparts. So maybe Lady Bun went to the present sooner than Zed did, I think. And has not gone deeper into the ramparts yet.
That would explain it, yes.
But they do seem to be relatively even at this point now, exploring the Varndegree Towers, getting into the air vents.
Our player twos, yes.
Yeah. Wef Jebster also in in the Varndegree Towers on his own seed. Vera still now hanging out and heading back to the Desolation area.
Yep. We see some extra chaos happening on Lady Bun's screen. That little girl that just died is Rishia. Rishia's a rare spawn that normally only shows up in late game areas, and her ability is to summon enemies. She normally only shows up in long hallways that have no verticality, and unfortunately, her code only cares about how close she is to you horizontally. does not care about the verticality at all because, well, she only normally shows up in normal hallways. So when she shows up in a tall room, she can start summoning when you're very far away.
Yeah, it looks like Ladybun, having hit the library earlier than Zed did, sent the succubus hairpin over to Vera. So Vera's been going back to the Lake Desolation area in order to check some of the checks there that require double jump or better.
Oh, nice. And it looks like we've also got Radiant Plus for player one. See, Weth is using his already, and Vera has just equipped hers.
Such a nice find. It's such a great orb. And luckily, our players are on Jewelry Box, which makes the slower, more powerful orbs much, much cleaner to use for high DPS.
Yeah, it's using the orb swapping technique that has become pretty popular in our communities. Also great for just popping enemies as you jump over them. You lose a little bit of your momentum, but barely any if you're doing it midair.
Zed into the library now, so should be finding that double jump, that succubus hairpin for Wef, and put us pretty much in parity for progression items. Wef still has several items that he's found for himself, the security keycards, that Vera has not been to the past yet for. But otherwise, we're pretty close.
Yep. We've also got those merchant crows there. Did not see if those were progression or not, because there is, again, a chance that some of these items that are on the trackers are not actually progression.
Looks like Wef also found some plasma items for... Sorry, other way around. Looks like Vera found plasma items for Ladybun.
Yes. We've got a few of that. So we've got pink on the Videodames side and key cards on the Godspeed U side.
Another find in the library, I guess. So we will probably see that for Zed soon as well, getting us to pretty close to progression parity.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a Gear 3 and Gear 3 for player 1, Tablet for player 2, Shadow Seal. Okay, so these are a lot of there's all those items that that Ladybun had already found Zed picking up.
Yeah, and Ladybun conversely finding those items that Zed had found earlier in the castle ramparts. Ladybun now making her way over to the right side.
Yep. Videodames grabbing the Batlich chest, and there's their own water mask. Very good find there. That's pretty much the rest of the past access open, and now Vera has to figure out what to do next, because at this point with her succubus hairpin, her water mask, and her twin pyramid keys, I would say about 90 to 95% of the checks in the past are open to her, and she needs to figure out what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
And this
potentially gives her a bit of an advantage. Wef has definitely done more checks than Vera has, but Vera picked up the succubus hairpin at a much different point in her routing and has had more opportunities to get to places that Wef might have left behind by virtue of passing them before he was able to get to them in logic.
Yeah. You can see Ladybun here also going through her map, seeing what's available to her. It looks like she might be entering BK mode soon. For those unfamiliar, BK mode is a stand-in for not having anything to do until the other person finds something that gives you access to more checks. Named for a very old, one of the first instances of a multi-world where someone had nothing to do, took a dinner break, went to Burger King, came back, still had nothing to do.
So much to keep track of, all the different screens every time.
Yep. It's interesting. Every time I look, two people are in the same spot, and it's never the same two players that are in the same spot every time I look.
Yeah, right.
Like right now, our player twos are both exploring Lake Desolation, which is the area they did not start in. And our player ones are
Zed and Bun both on this exact same screen right now. Vera has found Lady Bun's Gear 3 though, so that is a now slight advantage for the Videodames. But I suspect I will see how long it takes for Wef to find his way to that same place. does not look like Wef has picked up his um, water mask yet, which is where that Gear 3 was found underneath in the Sirens Caves, the past Sirens Caves.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because WEF has not yet gone to the Battle Edge, which
Mhm.
I think if
Yeah,
he's
I think Wef was in that area before he got double jump, and now that he has double jump, he hasn't gone back yet.
yeah,
So it's just a really interesting piece of routing.
yeah, that early Succubus Hairpin giving the Videodames a slight edge right now. It's hard to tell, but I believe that is the case. Now, I have not seen either of them hint. Um,
Yeah, no hints have gone out yet.
which is interesting. I'm very curious if I missed it, where Wef found those two T cards that Vera is missing.
Speak of the devil. Okay, we have a hint from Zed, player 2 on the left side, for his water mask, which it turns out is in player 1's in Wef's sealed caves before Zarian. So it's going to be a while before we find that one.
Yeah, because that is a spot that is in the present. They have access to the door, but the door requires the A security key card, which who knows where that is.
Lady Bun in the Maw Caves is very interesting here. I guess she might have received the warp beacon to go straight there.
Oh, yep, looks like it. She's got her Time Worn Warp Beacon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vera just keeps finding progression underwater, and Wef, going by all of these lakes without the ability to go in them, is missing out on quite a lot of pieces.
Ladybun taking an interesting approach here is trying to do Stinky Maw. So this boss fight is in an area that has poison. It's filled with poison gas, and once she runs out of oxygen, she's going to start taking damage every few seconds. But with Bombardment Plus, not a problem.
Yeah, just cruising on through that fight. That's going to make her next trip through Lake Desolation a little bit harder without the gas mask, but it does open up some checks out of logic if she's willing to use the consumables to get through.
Yeah, they must be assuming that they're going to need to take a wild risk. Meanwhile, there are the security keycard Bs for the player twos, found pretty close in succession by our player ones. Oh, the dog in the drained lake giving Vera some trouble. Oh,
Yes, that's really rough.
yep.
That is not a lot of damage for an enemy with a lot of HP.
Yeah, I do hear you on that, Mark. We're gonna see if we can get the layout improved in the future if we do this format again. Um, we're taking the feedback. We definitely hear it.
Wef Jebster now heading into his own Maw Caves. Still no double jump? No, he does have double jump, but still no water mask. So no ability to get to those underwater locations.
Yep. I did not catch whether or not Wef which false wall camps was it the I didn't see on his map. Was it the upper or the lower one?
I don't know that he made it to the upper one.
Because I believe I saw him go through the one in the lower one, but no, that was in Desolation.
He went through the lower secret wall.
Okay, so the question is,
I'm not sure if he's been to Lake Serene Upper.
Yeah, I don't know if he went up there either.
If he's been to Lake Serene Upper, then I don't see. Yeah, he might have just abandoned that check. Huh.
Yep.
Well, we'll see whether or not that ends up mattering.
Zed taking advantage of the tablet to go do the bottom of the Varda Tower check, the medical terminal. Nothing there, unfortunately. Oh, Lady Bun has found the Raven Lord boss. A particularly difficult boss to fight. Luckily, they have the hairpin. Or no, they don't have the hairpin. I'm sorry.
Very nice.
Honestly, that's impressive. So Lady Bun did that without the hairpin. Oh, and it's a gear.
Oh, gear behind Ravenlord at Cantor, and that is a rough play to make at this point.
Oh my gosh. And did it without vertical. That is impressive.
Yeah, Bombardment Plus doing quite the number on that boss. Very effective. I mean,
Indeed.
Bombardment's good at everything, so.
Yeah, honestly, the platforming of that boss is the real different one. Oh, it looks like we just got a security card D for ACZ, probably from WEF in the Maw Caves. And now Zed is also trying his
Going
hand
into that
at.
same Ravenlord fight. We'll see how well that goes for him.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if they hinted for this or if they're just out of things to do. But you can see if you missed it the first time just how difficult the platforming is on this boss. If that boss goes to one of the upper areas and starts throwing ravens at you from above,
Exactly like that.
yeah,
Oh, this is going to be rough.
yeah, and these wheels are
And
notoriously difficult to land on without any sort of extra vertical.
meanwhile, seeing a lot more exploration, we have Vera going into the Maw Caves, getting the jackpot room.
Yep, that was another
Wef
R
looks like
plus.
nice. Wef looks like just climbing out of the Maw Caves and figuring out what his next steps are.
Yep.
Heading into, is that the castle? Is that going right in the present?
That's just checking his lasers.
Checking the lasers.
So he has no laser items, but has cleared one of the lasers, which means his lasers are boss gated. So he needs to go kill the bosses in the past at certain locations in order to get access to the right side of his present map.
Yeah, he's not going to get surprised by suddenly lasers this time. This is an understandable check for someone who has been bitten in the past.
Yeah. Very interesting. So we are 23 minutes in, and we have not seen a wheel or a spindle for anyone. Oh, as I'm saying it, there's a spindle.
That is a spindle for. Man, I'm still going to get confused between top and bottom. The inner tracker is the bottom player.
The inner tracker is the upper player.
The inner tracker is the upper player. Outer tracker is the bottom player. Okay, so Vera has her spindle here.
Yes. Did Vera get her spindle from Lady Bun's Varndergroth fight, making it a vanilla spindle for the opposite player?
I think that is exactly the case.
And Zed finishing up that Ravenlord fight, getting that gear.
I don't think Zed has the gear.
It was gear 2.
Oh, I thought it was gear 3. Okay.
Yeah, gear 3 is the one that was underwater that Wef missed.
Oh, right.
Or no,
yes, that
I'm sorry. Gear 3 is the one that was at Bat Ledge that he missed because he went through Bat Ledge before he had double jump.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Was Bat Ledge water mask? I think Bat Ledge was water mask. Gear 3 was underwater.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So Bat Ledge was the water mask. Gear 3 was underwater. And we've got another.
Ooh, that's a lot of backtracking for Wef to eventually do.
Yeah,
once he figures it out.
Zed checking his hint points is trying to think what does he want to hint for at this point.
And
Probably
we have a hint for our Videodames team as well. Lady Bun has hinted for Light Wall, and that's going to be found in Vera's military fortress, so also a ways away.
Zed hovering over has typed in the hint and is waiting to hit enter until Wef is done doing what he's doing. And has hinted for his celestial sash, which is in the ancient pyramid, for himself.
His own ancient pyramid? Right.
At why not? It's right there. The check is the very beginning of the pyramid that you can get without anything as long as you warp to the left side. There are 3 warps to the ancient pyramid, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. The one on the right is the preferred one because you don't need anything to get from there to the final bosses, but it makes it harder to get to the items.
Yeah. Lady Bun and SEZ now firmly in BK, I think the both of them. Lady Bun not capable of taking advantage of that Maw clear yet because she doesn't have the ability to burn the vines to open up the way to those checks. So we're going to see whether or not the pair of them find a good grind spot or what they decide to do with their time until they find some progression.
Well, Wef just found his water mats, but additionally, Wef has his Timespinner wheel, which I missed where he got that.
Wef's wheel is in Lake Serene Upper.
Okay, so he's gone through his own Serene Upper, presumably?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Vera still has not made her way out to the Serene part of the map, I don't think. Or no, has, but I guess hasn't taken the upper route.
Okay. Probably avoiding it because she doesn't have fire to burn the vines. Many players will choose to wait to go through that area until they have a item that does fire damage so they can burn the vines that are there, which then opens up the same areas in the present. And there's that spindle. So
Yeah,
now
interesting. So I'm a little surprised that Lady Bun hadn't burned the vines yet, because she clearly has fire.
Lady Bun does not have fire. Neither of the player ones have fire. Or
Am I
pink.
once
But
again misreading this?
yes. The bottom players have fire and pink. The top players have neither fire nor pink. So the
So
inside.
Lady Bun does have fire. Lady Bun is on the
I'm
bottom.
sorry. Lady Bun has fire. Vera
Yes.
does not. I am. So I believe player 2 on Godspeed, you Pink Emperor, our bottom left player is ACZ.
Oh, okay. I've been reading it the other way around. I've been reading it as SEZ. I could be wrong.
We will have to ask in the post race.
I know it's like the letters, but I guess I was never clear on which letters.
There's that D card.
Wef Jebster finding his eye orb, which my favorite orb. We'll see whether or not it ends up being useful. But yeah, it's down to Wef and Vera now, looking for the progression to get their player 2s moving.
Yep. Meanwhile,
And everything that's been hinted so far is just deep into the seeds, so nothing that they can take advantage of at the moment.
oh, Wef just found a mysterious warp beacon for Zed, so Zed can now go into the pyramid, and he's on the left side, which means he's going to find his celestial stash very soon. That was, oh gosh, where was that? I think Vera's on her way to it. Oh, it was the basement loop. So at the end of the basement loop, I believe in the hidden wall, Vera's going to find the item that gets Bun out of BK. Meanwhile, Zed here is about to get his celestial stash, and that may be the way they catch back up here. Because Wef is now doing all of his water checks.
Yeah, Wef finally got onto the bat ledge, finally got that water mask, so now is going back and checking all of the stuff that Vera's already done. But we are still waiting for Vera to get Lady Bun out of BK. So Vera, having not quite moved as fast as Wef, is now turning around and kind of that lead is shrinking.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a wet regret for wet regret lovers on player 2. And Zed making his way through the pyramid. Oh, this is very scary with Randomizer, because normally this hallway is just you jump 4 times and you're through, but the Randomizer doesn't play around. You don't get consistency here.
And the enemies are dealing a lot of damage. Every hit counts here.
Yep.
So still going through it fairly quickly. A little bit of caution, as we see in the very last room.
Yep, and there's that warp beacon. Oh no. Vera did not go through the breakable wall there. So I don't know what was there. Oh, getting some gifts from her partner.
Just a berry pick me up, so not a huge miss.
Oh, and there's the security key card A for player 1 in the Maw Caves in the stinky area for player 2.
Lady Bun now finding her own celestial sash. Upward zoomies.
Yep, and looks like I think player 1s are cleaning up areas the other players have already checked. Looks like we have Royal Rope.
Yeah, Wef is still going back around and checking some of the older areas. Now using his extra vertical to go through Desolation.
Yep.
Probably heading towards the Zarian caves at this point, right?
I would assume so, yes, because he's got the A card. And I believe there was a hint for something in his Zarian in that player's Zarian caves. They also just got a tablet from player two.
Yeah,
Um,
Wef does have Zed's water mask
and
in
that
his
is
Zarian
and
caves.
that is known.
Yeah,
Um,
that is going to be a huge deal. So Zed and Bun are both currently unblocked, but there's still only so many checks they can make before they're back in BK. So Wef having a line on Zed's water mask is pretty big at this point.
yeah. Meanwhile, um, Vera trying to figure out exactly where to go. Looks like there's something hinted for in the military hangar. Don't know what that is. I'm wondering.
Yeah, so Vera's military hangar has Lady Bun's light wall,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is a lot less important now that we have the sash.
Yes. So that hint may have come down to um, some hints. So we'll have to check and see who hinted for what. Oh, Wes got his fire now.
It's going to be a big deal.
Now, was that a lab coat or was that a laser? That was a lab coat. Okay.
There's a lab coat. Still making it through the Zarian caves, though. He's got to make it to the very end of the Zarian caves in order to find that water mask for Zed. So still toughing it out.
Yep. But at this point, it looks like Godspeed You Pink Emperor has actually pulled ahead on total Timespinner piece count because Vera has not yet found the wheel that Wef has.
That's true. Vera, unfortunately, not moving through areas quite as fast as Wef had an early advantage because of the location of that water mask. But now things have kind of caught up, and the fact that Vera just hasn't checked as many locations is definitely coming around now.
Indeed. Let's see, we've got Zed is starting to get through Royal Towers now.
And Ladybun hot on his heels. So Ladybun having been unblocked a little bit behind Zed, and Zed has managed to keep that lead so far. Still about, a slight chunk ahead of Ladybun, but still heading into the same places. There's only so many places to check given the progression they've gotten.
Yeah. Zed getting his water mask from Wef in the hinted location in a convenient time to find this flooded balcony.
And that's potentially a really huge find. We'll see whether or not Ladybun gets any additional progression by the time that she's done with Ilana's Towers, because that's going to be kind of the key for these player twos now. Is Zed has places to go, and if Ladybun doesn't, that's going to be real rough.
Yeah. We see Wef here fighting Ravenlord in the Ilana spot with Radiant and Colossal Blade, both damage types that Ravenlord is weak to. You can see just how much faster that fight goes. That was the Zarian spot. My apologies. Fighting his own gas mask.
Own gas mask at Zarian. Okay, that's gonna work well with the fire that he currently has. Now he's free to go kill the Maw, unlocking those two captains' chests, and knocking out all of the fire checks at once.
Yeah, with no.
Meanwhile, we are seeing Cantorin in the Ilana spot for our player twos, which Ladybun is going to go find in a couple of moments. Just that again, that like 30 to 45 seconds behind Zed based on when they got unblocked.
Indeed. So yeah, it seems like early on we had a little bit of an advantage with the Videodames having found the hairpin first, but then Godspeed You Pink Emperor caught back up. Not exactly. I think just inch by inch caught themselves back up, and now they are ahead by a wheel.
Yeah, I just the timing of when the player ones got their progression definitely changed how they routed, and very interesting to see how this is going to play out.
Yep, and with 4 to 5 pieces of the Timespinner still missing, this is still technically anyone's game. A weird routing, any one routing decision could make or break this race.
Absolutely. Of course, a lot of that is going to be down to how they use their hints and whether or not they pick the right locations to go to. So we'll see what the next piece of progression that they find. I believe Wef and Vera are getting pretty close to having found as much of their stuff as they can. Looks like Wef checking his tracker, finding that the Gyre is open and available after having killed all of his bosses.
Ah, yes, because Without the lasers, that'll be open. And since he's got his wheel, those are in logic. Whereas those are not in logic for Artavera.
Yeah. In the meantime, going back and doing all those fire checks, we'll probably see Vera doing that relatively soon as well. But she's got to get through this Ravenlord fight first.
Valette is safe.
Valette's safe. Every time, I love that.
It is fantastic.
Lady Bun has now gotten her water mask as well. So doing a little bit of backtracking to grab the check underneath the courtyard, and now kind of ready to keep pace with Zed.
Yep. Gifting some items to Vera, who is struggling with the Ravenlord Azarian fight.
Ravenlord Azarian is a rough fight.
Yep.
Grabbing the crash site checks. So Wef's reward for killing the Maw is a Star of Lakiem sent over to Zed. Not that huge a deal.
No, not at all. I believe they have their Shadow Seals at this point, one of the best damage rings in the game. One thing I noticed actually on Vera's side, she doesn't have any of her rings equipped on her orb screen. That might be key here, because some of those ring slots do a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely some options to help out here. Economizer seems like a great choice with that Colossal Blade.
Yep.
Zed burning the vine, so this is really good progress for Godspeed You Pink Emperor.
Indeed.
Getting himself set up to make those fire checks in the present fairly soon. Has Zed found his gas mask?
Does not appear to. No.
Okay.
I know
So
Lady
Bun. That's an area. Yeah, Lady Bun has already killed the Maw, so is ready to make those checks out of logic. But if the gas mask hasn't been found, then that might be something that Zed has to go back for later on if it ends up being important.
Oh, Waterfall for player 2 has player 1's Royal Ring. That is the first pink item for a player 1 that we've seen so far. We'll see if that's important.
Potentially an important find. Yeah, that does give access to 2 more checks.
Yeah.
We do not have the drawbridge setting turned on, which means that based on the way the YAML triggers work, specifically for this tournament, it doesn't guarantee progression in the pink room, in Ilana's room. But it is 2 more checks regardless.
However, the gas mask post Azarian here is interesting because it hints towards another one of the triggers in our YAML, which is geared up, which would say if it triggers, all of the locations of the vanilla Timespinner gears, so the spot behind Zarian and the spot behind the 2 Spider Hells, are guaranteed to be key items. One of the 3 does not indicate, yes, this is definitely on, but it is an indicator that it might be, and might tell player 1s, hey, maybe focus on trying to get to these spots. Now, neither of those laser hells are available to player 1s, because one requires an elevator key card and the other one requires access to the lab and the A card, but actually, Wef may have access to the second Spider Hell. Oh, no.
So Lady Bun finally taking advantage of that vertical and heading into the Maw Caves, finding the C key card for Art Hunter Vera.
Wef doing the little...
No, I overwrote. What happened?
Wef just did a little dance while waiting for his pink item, but he just got it.
Yep, Vera getting that C card and immediately going to check the C locations. I think I like this for her. I think this is a good choice, since that is definitely going to be a location that Wef hasn't been.
Yep. Meanwhile, she does not have her A card yet. There. So an A card versus a C card.
Yeah, no A card for either of the player 2s yet.
Okay, I was misreading the trackers again. Okay, so Vera has a C card that Wef does not. I thought, okay, yes.
Oh, Wef showing really good mastery of that time stop ability, being able to stop time on a projectile in order to get extra height.
Yeah, that is vanilla required for getting into this area, and then that is how you're intended to get to that item vanilla. That was a laser access. Ooh.
Oh, really?
The first
Oh,
laser
okay.
access for player 2. Oh
Surprise
no.
lasers for player 2.
At 42 minutes into the seed.
Oh my god.
Oh, scary barrels on Ladybun's side. The some of the enemies when they show up in certain areas are downright deadly. Barrel throwers and bombardiers, especially if they get put near ledges or are falling through the sky, have some very interesting interactions. Uh, oh, Zed just got an IOR plus from his partner.
Hmm. I think we got a couple of hints out of Godspeed You Pink Emperor as well. We have Zed's wheel hinted for in Wef's pyramid, so that might be a ways away.
Ooh,
Unclear whether or not Wef is going to get pyramid access before he's broken time.
indeed. Oh, there's that keycard C for WEF from Zed. It was in the Maw Caves. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Zed going through the Maw Caves a lot later than Ladybun, but so far that C key card hasn't led to anything particularly dramatic. Vera trying to do some time stop tricks in order to get up into Alana's towers.
You know, she's gonna have to try this tricky jump where if you dash and jump just from the top of those stairs, you can just barely grab the ledge there underneath that chest, and that is logical progression for this area. It is.
So Vera following behind Wef and having a little bit of trouble with some of these jumps. So we'll see whether or not she ends up grabbing the same stuff that Wef has.
Well, she doesn't have the time stop. She does not have her wheel, so she
Oh,
can't.
that's true.
So
That's
she can't.
true.
Yeah, she cannot currently access that area, and I think that might be a huge part of this. Is just the
Yeah, I think
fact.
that her wheel is in her world, right? That's where
Yeah, I don't remember exactly
somewhere in
where.
Serene.
Oh, that's right, Upper Serene.
Yeah, she hasn't been that way yet.
Because she doesn't have her fire.
And
Although,
Wef
actually, no,
absolutely
she does
taking advantage
now.
of that wheel. Yeah, she does now, did not before. But it's been a long time since she was near that area.
Yep. Vera realizing she's going to have to go around and come down from the top to get to that check. We've got a light wall for Zed, not terribly helpful at this point in the game with the sash. While Vera is going through her underwater checks down in the past Siren's caves.
Yeah, Ladybun and Zed have diverted pretty handily at this point. I'm not sure which of the water checks Zed has gone through, but Ladybun hasn't gone through the fire checks, which Zed has just now done.
Yep. And now Wef is entering Amadeus's laboratory, which has its own set of triggers. Um, there is the lab is money, or the lab is meh, or the lab. I'm sorry, the lab is jet. If the lab is money, then every single tablet download, which we've already seen from Wef, will have a key item. It does not. Uh, and then lab is jet is literally everything in the lab will be junk items, and we'll see which one that is soon. Although looking closer and closer to being jet.
Yeah, not a whole lot of progression so far.
Yep. Trying to do some time stop shenanigans to get through the trash and deciding to just approach from the top instead. Don't mind the rainbow lasers that Wef was just encountering, by the way. That is a more recent addition to the randomizer. It's just random about whether or not that laser is rainbow or not. It does not actually indicate anything.
So Wef's deep progress into the seed now paying off, finding a Timespinner spindle for Zed.
Oh,
So
wow.
that is now 7 Timespinner pieces for Godspeed You Pink Emperor compared to the 5 currently in possession for Videodames.
Yep, as we've just passed 3/4 of an hour.
So we know that Vera is going to have to make it into her own lab at some point. But she's got a lot of stuff to go for, so not clear what direction she's going to go from here.
Looks like she's gonna go ahead and kill them all.
Yep, gas mask in hand.
Yep, and we know this is important. Meanwhile, Lady
Bun finally going through her fire checks, as we can see with that oxygen meter above her head.
Yep. So that one little cave down there is the one area in the upper in Lake Desolation that has oxygen. So it is called the oxygen recovery room. You can see her health is starting to very quickly go down, probably 10% at a time, and this is
those crash site checks. Unfortunately, not finding anything good. A max aura and a high ether. So no real payoff for having gone out of logic like this.
yeah. And unlike poison, this will kill you.
Absolutely will kill you. You can, in fact, asphyxiate.
And nothing at all there. Unfortunate.
Still one more check in Desolation. Not sure if she'll go for it now. But it does look like she has some other options as well.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of hints coming out for Godspeed You Pink Emperor. Wef's Gear 1 is in Player 2's world at Regret. So Player 2's Pyramid.
Yep, and we already know it's wet.
Uh-huh. And Wef's Gear 2 is in Player 2's... Yeah, Player 1's Gear 2 is in Player 2's lab behind the Genza fight.
Oh, fun. So Zed still has a lot to do in order to put Wef into go mode, and what does Wef need?
We're working on it.
What does Wef need in order to put Zed into go mode? Because I believe Wef has Zed's wheel. Or Player 1 has Player 2's wheel. This is very...
Player 1 has Player 2's wheel in, again, the Ancient Pyramid.
And it sounds like...
that's going to be... Yeah.
And since Player 1 started with the... did not have Unchained Keys, rather, their pyramid access is only through getting all 5 pieces of the Timespinner.
Yeah, so Wef is going to have to be fully in go mode before Zed is going to get his wheel.
Which might put them at fighting the final boss at about the same time. Which would be very convenient, given that the way these matches work is we'll be averaging Player 1 and Player 2's time on each team and comparing that between the two teams. So if you can finish really close together, you've got very easy calculations for your average time.
Wow, that is Succubus Hairpin being sent to Player 2 from Player 1's lab as well. So a lot of progression being found over in the lab. Lab seems like a pretty good place to hang out.
Oh, wow.
Not a lot of progression being found for Videodames so far, though. It's been a while since they've got something good.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Looks like Lady Pun is going to go check the Ifrit spot. I think Zed did this some time ago, but I'm not 100%.
Meanwhile, Vera in her own Varndegrey Towers.
Yep, checking the vents. A little bit of... Oh, a laser!
All right, there's that laser. Oh, it's a different laser, actually. That laser hasn't been found yet.
Yep, that is a laser. So each of them has a laser the other one hasn't found. The lasers... Oh, there's something in Player 2's lab, correct? I've not been able to watch the hints go by. They have been too fast for me.
Yeah, they're a little rough. Yes, Player 2 has Player 1's Gear 2 behind the Genza fight.
which means that all three of these lasers have to be found, and there's a pretty good chance they don't have enough hint points for all of that. Each hint point costs 15% of the total number of checks in the game, so they'll only have 6 hints at most over the course of the seed if they check literally everything.
We haven't actually seen a lot of hints out of Vera yet, so we could see some hints there.
Right, but Ladybun is the one who needs the lasers.
Yeah, Ladybun is definitely the one who needs the help.
And she's already hinted for 3 things, it looks like. We see Zed also now doing Out of Logic Maw. Probably going to go check his Lake Desolation Out of Logic. Find
Looks
the
like
same.
yeah, it looks like between Bun and Zed, they're also like pretty close to each other, and again approaching BK if Zed is making these checks out of logic. We already know that there's not going to be anything there, unfortunately for him, or maybe fortunately for him.
Yeah, but there's that wet regret check from Lady Bun, and now she's going to go. What is she gonna do? She's looking through her tracker, finding nothing to do. Looks like she is in BK mode. Oh.
And now we have confirmation on Videodames' side that Vera needs to get into the lab, hinting that Spindle.
Yep. Weft finding his own sash, and there's the 3rd laser for player 2 at the top of Emperor's Tower on the right side.
Wow, that is real far away for Vera right now.
So yeah, now
Zed hinting his final laser access, so they're going to get moving into that area fairly soon.
Yep, that might be. I think that's go mode. They now know where everything they need is, because that 3rd laser gets player 2 into the lab, which gets player 1 into the pyramid, which gets player 2 into the pyramid. Whoo boy. Well, into the final boss.
Massive chains deep in the seed too, right? Very important required progression in order to unlock your partner deep in player 1's seed. That is rough. That is rough. And Vera now hinting her own Timespinner wheel and seeing that it is in fact in Lake Serene. So taking advantage of that opportunity to go burn the vines and collect some checks.
Yep, and you can see Wef is beelining for that laser now that he knows where it is. And
Zed otherwise kind of stuck, and Bun not in a position to hint for it, unfortunately.
Zed is just waiting for it at this point. He is at the entrance to the military hangar. As soon as that laser hits and finishes registering, he'll be able to go through, get into the lab, and then Wef will probably go to where he needs to go to wait. Meanwhile, Vera is trying to find...
Vera's not even entered her own lab, and we know that the piece that Bun needs to get unblocked, that 3rd laser, is up in Emperor's Towers.
However,
so Lady Bun is going to be waiting for a while here.
Yep, Vera has found her wheel, though. So...
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this once again, and we're seeing this more and more often in this format. It is coming down to effective hinting, and sometimes
some of this is definitely down to sort of the speed of progression, right? We saw Videodames pulling into an early lead just because of the timing of receiving the progression. That meant that Vera made some checks that Wef didn't, and now we're seeing conversely Wef having a lot more checks under his belt. Vera struggling in a couple of places, not being able to move quite as fast. And that means that sort of these later game, those locations, these harder locations that Vera hasn't been to yet, Wef having already checked them is a huge advantage for Godspeed, You Pink Emperor.
Indeed. So yeah. Wef waiting here for his gear. Just running in and out of the room
while Vera making good progress into the lab. So it sounds like she knows what she needs to go get.
Oh,
but
maybe not. It looks like she is. Okay, so she's backtracking for these 2 items.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. There's not quite enough hints out for Vera to know where everything is, and I think there's still information that the Videodames are missing at this point. She does know that she needs to get into the lab because she knows that Ladybun's spindle is in the lab, so that's an important piece.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we'll see where she goes from there. I mean, we both know that there's some very important pieces up in the Emperor's Towers. So there is certainly a question of whether or not Vera will go that far or will turn around once she's beaten the blob.
Yep. And Mikey met in chat and brings up a good point. Both of these teams must be like, okay, the other people are going to be finishing any second now. We're near an hour in. Oh boy. And
There
yeah,
is the 5th time spinner piece for Wef Jebster, immediately moving into breaking time. We're going to see Wef Jebster in the pyramid now. Going to find that last piece for Zed as well, unblocking the both of them and moving them into full go mode at this point.
yep. Zed coming down here, tagging the save point, hanging out outside the room because that door, if you get the gear while you're in the room, it does not let you in the door. You have to wait. You have to go back out of the room, reset the room. So wisely waiting outside the door.
Wow, what an incredible chain of progression this seed.
Indeed.
Yeah, Vera suffering trying to do these same time stop jumps. And these are jumps that that anybody will struggle with. We saw Wef kind of trying it a couple of times, and then I think getting it after a couple of shots, and then eventually just moving around and coming in from the top instead of continuing trying to do the time stop jump on the right side.
Yep. All right, and we see Zed is starting his final boss fights. Our first boss is Ifrit. Using his bombardment plus means he's not taking the cheese spot. This boss infamously has a spot where you can stand and he cannot hit you and you can hit him, which is directly under his body, which you can get to if you run there from the start of the fight. But certain spells and orbs can't hit him from there, or at least not effectively. So Zed deciding, you know what, I've got bombardment plus, and it's better to attack from the side with that. And now moving on to Prince Nuvius as the final boss. Dealing a nice amount of damage with every tick of bombardment.
Vera going back and forth a little bit, taking a look at her tracker, finally realizing that yes, she is intended to go through the lab vanilla, double jump and time stop using all the trash pieces.
Wef finding the final boss is flooded. We've got Nightmare as the first one. And Boots final boss for player one.
We do have an ultimate Boots for player one.
Final Boots indeed. Llama very happy in the chat. And we've got an exclamation point for Zed coming in with a official time of 59:41, and then Wef right behind with an official time of 59:54. Double exclamation points in the chat for Godspeed You, Pink Emperor, the winners of our race.
Well done, the pair of them. That was a lot of ground to cover, and they made it look good.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely fantastic. A very good race all around. A little behind at the start just due to some early routing choices, but managed to pull it back and using really good execution, really good boss fights, really good just item checking in general. Really made it happen.
Yep. Yeah, definitely came together for them. Videodames still struggling. Unfortunately, Ladybun has been in BK for quite some time now, waiting on those last 2 lasers. We know one of them is up in the towers. I don't remember where the second laser is, though.
Let's see. The second laser, I don't
remember. Is in the Varnagroth towers, I think?
No, that's the one that she got first.
Oh, that's the one she already has. Okay.
Yeah, so there was the one that was in the elevator keycard chest, which is the one that Ladybun does currently have. One is in Emperor's Towers. I'm not sure where the last one is.
Oh, no! It's in the bottom struggle juggle.
Oh, That's right, because she didn't have her wheel when she was going.
She didn't have her wheel when she got there. Oh,
So
no
she had no way
wonder.
of getting up to that lower struggle juggle.
So this is actually kind of poetic because it's the exact opposite thing that happened to Wef, right? Because Wef didn't end up with
The water
the
mask.
double jump in time to go check Batledge for his water mask. So missed a whole bunch of water mask checks on the way in.
Yep.
And then Vera didn't have her wheel in time for when she went into Ilana's.
Right.
So missed some crucial progression there. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Looks like we've got Godspeed You Pink Emperor in the waiting room, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull them in real quick. Welcome, Godspeed You Pink Emperor. Congratulations on the victory.
Well, thanks for having us in.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
only a
what do you
little
think
bit
about
stressed.
that seed?
That seed was pretty bad.
If I were to sum up the seed in one sentence, hinted pink.
Hinted pink.
Oh.
Twice. I had to hint for 2 different pink items.
That
Yeah,
explains some
your
things.
royal ring was completely unobtainable. And
Then
what
it was
end up
the
hinting
plasma
for?
orb that was unattainable. The
Okay.
royal ring.
The royal ring
what
was
got
at
me.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
Was at Waterfall, which required the water mask from Zarion's cave behind a card, which was at the
Somewhere.
Maw Plasma Crystal, locked behind a time-worn warp beacon from
Yep.
the past start player.
Yep, there was a lot of wild routing here. So to kind of summarize what's currently happening here, so early on, the Videodames were actually ahead of you because Lady Bun had found the hairpin for Vera early, which meant that Vera got her water mask before you did, Wef. However, Vera did not find her wheel like you did. So when she went through Royal Towers, she wasn't able to get to lower struggle juggle.
I like on a whim checked that. That was like the dumbest thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was like,
so,
well, I might as well finish this off.
Yeah, sure. I mean, where they're at right now is Vera needs to go get the laser access that is at the top of the Empress Towers, as well as the laser access that is at the bottom of Ilana's Towers.
Oh my gosh.
And then Lady Bun will be unblocked and able to get into her own lab.
So stupid. That Celestial Sash at the dad fight reward.
Yep. Also, the first laser for player 2 was found at about the 42-minute mark.
Yep. I heard the sound, looked at it. Laser access A. Looked at my timer. 42 minutes.
Yep.
It was like, oh, hey, by the way, Zed, you got laser accesses.
I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah, what a seed. I actually, just out of force of habit, checked Experiment 13, and like, it wasn't an Archipelago item, and I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Time save.
It was an ancient coin.
But it does cost you that hit point.
Yeah, that's 1 out of 31 or so.
That's
Yep,
true.
31 in this seed for both of us.
Yep. That was hectic. Is what it was.
It was very close for a very long time. It was hard to tell who was winning because for a while the Videodames had more Timespinner pieces, but you all had more checks done, which meant you had more access to hints.
Yeah. When I typed in hint plasma orb and it was like, it's in your lab, dummy, I was like, oh, okay. Royal ring? I don't even know what would have happened if I had hinted plasma geyser.
Yeah, we haven't found the plasma geyser, have we?
Yeah, that's probably like,
In your pyramid, I bet.
I did pretty much everything. It's probably in the pyramid, yeah. Like, I did everything. I never got an elevator key card, and that's about, like, it. It could be, like, behind Kobo. Like, it could be in a really dumb place. So, I'm glad I hinted Royal Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like what's happening here is that Vera has only used 2 hints so far for her wheel and one of her gears.
Afford the hint for Plasma Geyser.
Yeah, Vera ended up getting pink in time to not need to hint for some of that stuff.
Yep.
Oh.
Vera's had a lot to do, kind of the entire seed. But Bun, unfortunately, used some of her hints early, and so is now not in a position to hint the laser accesses that she needs.
Mm.
Yeah, Bun has already done 5 of her hints. Unfortunately, hinted for both Lightwall and the Sash,
Oh, gosh.
and then 3 time spinner pieces.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 time spinner pieces and the water mask.
Plasma Geyser's in
Ravenlord
player 2's
post-fight.
post-fight Ravenlord.
That's
yeah,
so
fine.
evil.
So, like, yeah, if I...
It needed to be the ring then.
Yeah,
the
it
Royal Ring
was
is...
it was waterfall for the ring.
Yep.
Yep.
If I had gotten burned by waterfall because someone else didn't check it this time, that would have been an entirely new level of cursed.
No, instead we almost got burned by waterfall and burnt a hint on it instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hint points definitely saved your hide there.
We felt really good early because we thought we were talking like if we can just have a seed where we trust our execution really well, and I think we executed really, really well. Like getting that early knowledge that Cantor, like not having to backtrack to go get Cantor in, you know,
Yeah.
Cantor in.
I got bullied in that Ravenlord at Cantoran for a while, but you know, with enough healing items and perseverance, got
was
through
actually
it and was
interesting
rewarded.
the way the seed progressed, right? Zed, you and Bun were very close to each other for most of the seed, either 30 seconds or 45 seconds difference, one way or the other, but generally going to a lot of the same locations, ended up getting BK'd at around the same times. But Wef, although you were behind early on because Vera had an early water mask, you did end up executing in a way that meant that you had a lot more territory covered. So you were in your lab. You were, in fact, in Emperor's Towers before Vera had entered the lab.
Yeah, it was to the point where I rushed lab because I thought it was lab's money. I don't think it was, but
There was certainly money in the lab, though.
yeah, it wasn't fully lab's money, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were having the discussion as you found that spindle, and it was like, oh, well, it is not Jet.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not money. Also, didn't Jim, I believe you're looking at the spoilers. Did we roll geared up because of that gas mask location?
I'm not actually looking at the spoilers. I'm just connected to the text clients.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, it could have rolled geared up. Because the gas mask. Well, no, because my spider hell didn't have any. My spider hell didn't have anything.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I think it was for player 2 because Zed, if I remember correctly,
The gas Posterian.
I just remember
I never found my gas mask. I don't have it.
My own gas mask was the Zarian reward.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so it was
we
player
were looking
one.
at
Okay.
ones, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, my spider hell didn't have anything.
Okay.
Yeah, my post Zarion didn't have anything. At least I don't think it did.
Yeah, that's
no.
fair.
It was so funny because I went down to Zarian for the last chance chest to go get an item for Zed, and I was like, well, here we go.
Yeah, it was
And
water
then-
mask at last chance.
That was hinted for on both sides.
I'm just glad that we aren't broadcasting player voices during commentary for this because there were some words that I had.
Yeah, that would be a
some
mess.
words.
That would
Getting
be a
that
lot to
gas
deal
mask.
with.
It was the gas mask, and then it was the sash. After where I just expletives were thrown.
Well, we're seeing some hinting on the Videodames side. Vera now knows where her Celestial Sash is, which is...
Go get it.
it.
Post dad.
Right up,
Go
right
get
up
it.
by the Emperor.
Yeah.
That's honestly a good thing for her to go for anyway, because one of the lasers is up there too. So
Yeah,
if
it's in
that's where
the-
she ends
Very
up,
true.
that's great.
You need to go. I mean, if you wanted to really do the struggle juggle all the way up, but you like, I don't know where Lightwall is. Like, where's Lightwall? Where's my Lightwall?
That's a good question.
Because I felt like I was just in Dad's tower. Like this is so stupid without any infinite vertical.
Player 1 Lightwall was at player 2 Lab Secret.
Yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
impossible to get until player 1 has already been up to the top of the Emperor's Towers.
yep. Like I mean, Zed was just like, yeah, I just go straight to Genza, right? I was like, yes, please go straight to Genza.
Well, at that point, we were both in Go, so Light Wall
Yeah.
wouldn't have mattered since you already had Sash.
Yeah, the ending chain was absolutely wild.
It was wild. I had remarked, I was like, the end of this seed was unhinged.
Yup.
Very
Yeah, I agree with that statement entirely.
Getting the seed started and finishing off the seed just completely unhinged. The middle section, we largely had a goal to work towards.
indeed. Yeah, just one item, just passing the items back and forth to inch forward. It felt almost like if any of you remember the old adventure game Cookie and Cream.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
That was a 2-player game on the PlayStation 2 where each player was on. You shared a screen, but each player was on a track on either side of the screen, and you have to. Player 1 would have to hit a button which lowered a ramp for player 2, so player 2 could go forward and hit a button that like killed an enemy on player 1's side. Very back and forth like that.
I feel like we really minimized BK time. Like, we really, really minimized it. Like, we had the moment where I was standing outside Genza's room, and we had the moment where I was standing outside a pink check, and that was like about it. And it was like less than a minute both times.
Yeah, I had a slightly longer moment where I was waiting for those beacons.
Farrah, don't do it. Farrah, don't do it.
Oh, that's a lot of sand bottles. All right, she's committed.
Farrah, just go kill Dad.
Yeah, just go get your sash. You know where your sash is.
Did she hint for her sash?
He needs to get
Yes,
up.
it's hinted. It's the Emperor's Chambers test. She doesn't need to get up here.
Yeah.
Oh, is she going for way up there?
He's going for way up there. I mean, did she use all of her sand bottles already? Yeah, just go kill Dad.
No, she's sitting on like 5 sand bottles that lady.
Oh, I see. Yeah, she was gifted this. I thought she was using those sand bottles. I was like, why are you using all those sand bottles?
There's nothing hinted
looks
up
like
there.
she's committed at this point. This is rough.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Vera, please.
Just go kill Dad. Does she? I guess she doesn't know that that's the sash, right?
She does.
Wait, no, she has to get up.
I mean,
She
She has to get up to that middle. Oh, she was already at the middle ridge.
Yeah,
she was at the middle.
We'll see if she goes for it again.
I mean,
Now
No,
she sees
okay.
it.
Pyramid's
Okay.
flooded, so she doesn't technically need the sash. Yeah, okay, she's going.
You know what? Yes, technically,
Wow.
this was a sashless seed for player 1.
So wow, that's seed, huh? How cursed.
Unbelievable.
So okay, you folks mentioned that you minimized BK time, and that's great. You actually really did that. What was your strategy for doing that? Like, was that something that you had an idea for going in? Was it just kind of the way the seed shook out? You ended up having the hints when you needed them. Like, what was your plan there?
I mean, it was hint strategy. We kind of were like, the way we approached it was like, all right, we don't want to hint if we're about to do a bunch of checks, so we wait until we've just finished a bunch of checks, and we're like between things to actually do hints, whether we're in BK or not. We kind of look ahead and see like, all right, where's the seed taking us? All right, I'm gonna need to hint for pink eventually. Like, I need to know where this pink stuff is. I have like a couple things to do. I'm not gonna wait until those are done. So it was really just like the hint distribution. The laser access hints were being able to hint for the laser accesses on player 2 was just like incredibly important.
Yeah, that ended up being just a conservation of hit points then.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
we never felt like stuck. We didn't feel behind at any point. We felt pretty confident in the way we'd played the seed so far. That we didn't feel like stressed, like we need to hint for gears.
Yeah, when I hinted
just
for
conserved
gears,
them.
it was kind of just, well, assuming everything else goes right. Of course, it won't, but like,
Right.
assuming everything else goes right, these are the 2 items I need to win, basically. and then it was, okay, I need lasers. I have a bunch of checks. I tried hinting, found one of the 2 remaining lasers. I hinted the other one, or tried to. Got my 3 checks I needed to hint it, and then that was the closest we came to a scramble moment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was just gazing forlornly at my tracker, like 10 minutes in, like, where's my stuff?
Yeah, the 2 of you on player 1 were very empty for a while.
Yeah.
You got your key cards well before Vera did, but she had that water mask and an extra gear for player 2 for a while.
Yeah, the D&B were both local, which was nuts.
Oh, Bun. Bun is clearly frustrated.
Understandably so.
Vera looks like she is eyeing the Gyre right now, or Gyre. Vote on your phones about how that one's pronounced.
The last laser's at the struggle juggle.
It is at the struggle juggle at Ilana's.
Yep.
Vera unfortunately missing a gear to get into the pyramid. And we know that that Bun is going to need to go find that gear in Bun's own lab.
Also, just for my 2 cents, I believe it's pronounced Euro.
Oh,
You're
that's
The
probably
year?
right.
so
No, actually, Vera could get into her pyramid at this point, I think. No,
No.
Vera's missing the gear.
No, the gear is at player 2's Genza, which requires the
Yes.
laser.
Yes.
Yeah,
this
this is the start of the final chain of the back and forth.
They don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, just Vera doesn't know the struggle juggle is what the big unlock is.
Yeah. And
Did she
no
try it
hint
and then
for
not get it, or was it no wheel?
She didn't have the wheel when she got there the first time, so she just hasn't
Oh, yeah,
backtracked
no,
on the towers at this point.
That's rough.
This might be a thing that she backtracks to relatively soon, given that she just got the sash.
Yeah, the sash would.
So
make
that would be a really sensible backtrack for her now. But
Yeah, because there's a Lana's attic up there too.
True.
Bun is having fun with Blood Orb.
really, who wouldn't?
Okay, so I haven't complained about this just yet. I was desperately missing time stop for enemy rando. Just turn on time stop and ignore all the enemies. But no, everything had to be damage tanked through.
Oh
Which
yeah.
fortunately we had the gear for, but like it didn't make me happy.
Oh, I completely missed when y'all were getting. When did you get good equipment? I was not able to keep track of that.
It's a hard enough
I don't
time to
even
keep
think
track
I
of
am
progression.
wearing best in slots right now.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up. I think what was Empire Crown was. I think my Spider Hell was Empire Crown.
Yeah, you got like a random drop Empire Crown, I think.
No, it was a random drop Eternal or something. I remember Empire Crown was in my my lab Spider Hell. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
something
I'm not even wearing best in slots. There were free chaos horns in the library for some decent defense. +4 defense.
Yeah, I had
Like
the
she's-
I had the goat equipment loadout here, selling
yeah.
Bengal Galaxy earrings. The Galaxy earrings
yeah.
early when I had Radiant Plus, I was like, oh no, we are going to be doing some damage in this season.
Yeah, you picked up Radiant Plus, and then moments later, I sent over the Galaxy earrings, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
pick an orb and go.
I was just like taking out itty bitty enemies just because, just so I could get the orb experience. I was doing a lot of damage at the end.
Well, here we go. Vera has her eye on Ravenlord, I think, at this point. So that is another set of checks, an understandable set of checks, but definitely a set of checks that are going to be leading her in the wrong direction.
Unfortunate.
Venetian crown, Empress robes. Usually people are wearing a little bit better by now.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
you're like second tier, right? Like not top tier, but
Yeah, I mean,
good enough, right? Close
second rate
enough.
gear. If I put on the lab glasses that I had,
Hmm.
that would have been first rate gear.
Also, the princess dress.
Alright.
If you prioritize damage.
Yeah,
I
like
was definitely
map character.
prioritizing staying alive because I had no time stop. Um,
That is fair.
I wasn't too worried about my damage with bombardment minus plus, as you might have seen.
How long has it been since you've updated your game?
I'm like one version off of the most recent release.
Interesting. Okay.
That was fixed in the most recent one. I just didn't update.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot about it, and then I got something, and it was plus minus, and I was like, "Oopsies!"
Right?
Yep, I remember seeing the minus iron orb when you picked it up. Almost commented on it.
Iron ore, but it just really sucks this time.
At least it's not minus minus.
That's what it was.
Was
Yeah,
it
it was
minus?
minus.
That's what it showed on screen. Yes.
But it just like really sucks.
Have you ever just had the worst orb?
Ice orb minus minus. Have you ever considered just having not a good time?
I like ice orb.
Yeah, but ice orb minus minus is not good. If
Fair.
minus
I'm not an
minus
ice
worked
orb
how like
engineer.
you would expect it to.
So Wef, when can we expect to see double damage randomizer?
Mhm. You know, I don't know about that.
Wef, for those who are unaware, Wef is the original developer of the weapon randomizer settings.
Yeah, the double. I mean, so the next logical step, if I were so brave, is like I would let people put in their own multipliers.
Oh,
That'd be crazy.
Well,
Truly
then
a
you
minus
really could
minus
have a minus
behavior.
minus.
Yeah, then you could have like this. Just the problem is like you get the rounding errors, and you like stuff would just do 0 damage.
I cannot wait to give AP players the opportunity to customize their damage rando and have them put random low
oh
for their
no.
damage. Or even random high and then roll low and then come back and complain about it. That's going to be even better.
I love it when you give people options and they set it to random and then complain when they get a bad option.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like if you didn't
My
want
brother.
that option, then
My
don't
brother
make
or
it
sister or
random.
anything in between. You rolled the rando. You set the settings.
You did this to yourself.
You don't come to my house complain about the settings you rolled.
you wrote the YAML.
Oh wow, Vera hadn't even done engineer check yet.
Nope. Yeah, this is the thing, right? She hadn't had any vertical other than double jump for far
crazy.
longer than you.
Correct.
Looks like we're gonna see. Yes, it is time for the fated visit into Alana's towers.
Yep.
Why can't I warp shard?
Where are you?
You
Because you
never.
just beat the game.
Oh,
You can't warp out of the pyramid
Oh.
if you just beat the game.
It's not an issue.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You just have
You
to
got
go.
to find an actual warp location and then warp out, and then you're fine.
I believe that I think that either happened to me at the end. Did that happen at the last race?
Oh, maybe.
It's definitely
that
happened to
could've-
us in the last like 2 weeks.
there it is.
All right, she
access
found
A.
it.
We're
And-
moving again.
and-
Let's
Yeah,
go.
So Lady Bun now in her
Lady
own military
Bum
hangars
doing a
on the
measly
way.
Oh
3
my
billion
gosh.
damage.
Yeah, she's been farming for a while.
Just I don't know, Wef, did you? I don't know if you did the engineers, or I'm sorry,
Yeah, I did.
Zed, did you do the engineers?
No, we were in go. Or
Uh,
I suppose we were in no. I knew where the important item was, so I
So
picked
there,
up items that were directly on the way and nothing else.
that was player one's elevator key card.
Oh wow. Yeah, because there was no reason for Zed to ever
Yeah, y'all.
bother with that.
Yeah.
Because by the time he had access to it,
Yeah, you two had perfect information at that point. Meanwhile, since they were lacking in hints, we'll see if Vera goes and checks that. Looks like she's about to.
Yeah, I mean, Vera might as well keep doing stuff while Bun is heading off to get her gear. But Bun does know where Vera's gear is. So this is, in fact, a straight shot.
Does she know where her wheel is?
Yes, actually.
Yes, that has
Okay.
been hinted.
Okay,
That
so
has
so
been
they
way
have the
earlier.
information.
They
She was
do.
just picking up stuff
Yeah.
to pick up stuff.
Yep, she is. You're right. They are in no mode and go mode.
Just a little bit of damage. Punch an engineer
Yes.
who resists you for 200 damage still.
Listen, if you didn't want to get punched for 200 damage, you should have picked a better boss.
Exactly.
You can't resist
He
the
knows what he's signing
fist.
up for.
Oh yeah, that was Boots. I bet her fight will go
Was past
faster than
tense.
mine.
Incredible.
To be fair, mine was still pretty fast.
And there's the gear for Vera, who is now going to fight Azure Queen, presumably.
Or what was the other option?
I didn't even see, I didn't look.
Yeah.
like, Azure
Left did
Queen,
not care.
fine.
He went into the boss that had less HP and was like, "I'm killing you."
Yep, that was the vibe. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother looking. Azure Queen is fine. Resist Radiant. Does it?
You might
Does
resist Radiant, but have you considered that the unmatched power of the sun is in fact unmatched still?
Yeah, like you do resist this Radiant. I don't think you may generally resist Radiant, but think
Some
about it.
radiants are more radiant than others.
Yeah.
The unmatched power of the sun and whatnot.
All right, so Vera's now broken time, moving into her pyramid. We're going to see the Timespinner wheel in the first chest that Vera's going to look at. Probably also the last chest that Vera's going to look at.
Yep, and then
that'll unblock Lady Bun, and we'll get both of our runners into their final boss fights sooner rather than later.
yep, and Lady Bun's boss fights might go even faster than Zed's did, given the amount of grinding she's done.
That's true. These
I'm-
fists will not be.
You know,
denied.
I'm a pretty reasonable level 20 with a level 12 orb.
She partial healed there and has 524 health.
My health
That's
caps
not
out at
right.
460.
Yeah, I don't know how I got to level 45, but
700,
Slen's angle.
776
killing
max
things while we've
HP
been
for
sitting here.
Lady Bun. Punching Dad with his own fist, not even caring. And Shadow Seal, and that's an exclamation point in the chat for Lady Bun. With an official
rough lead.
racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 11 seconds. And Vera is going to be right behind to find out her final bosses are flooded.
Very exciting time in Vera's
We
life.
just really like swimming.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
You know, I was thinking about how much time this race was going to take, and I was like, okay, well, if I give myself 2 hours, that'll be more than enough. And
Yeah.
while technically still true,
While technically
it's
still
a lot
true, here we
closer than
are.
I expected.
Yes,
Here we are, 12 minutes away from 2 hours.
I will say there are 12 actual copies and not reference copies
Final boots.
of these windows.
Yeah, you and Zed have a conversation coming. Y'all got to figure out what's going on here.
I'm pretty sure mine are references.
So when
More
I
information.
was using reference copies, when I would resize one, it would resize the others. And I was not resizing the original.
Oh, wait. No, that might be my bad.
So we're
'Cause
gonna
No, those are duplicates, not references.
all right, so we're gonna update those instructions.
We're gonna
done
update
here.
the guide. My bad.
All right, Vera throwing some pretty big radiance over here at Boots. Boots clawing back pretty hard. This is not an easy fight by any stretch.
However, this is
But,
a level 102 Radiant Orb.
It is a big radiant orb, for
My
sure.
God.
Big radiant.
It's going to radiance. Its radiance will envelop you.
This cat should learn not to sit too close to the radiator, because this fight's almost over.
There it is, and double exclamation points for the Videodames, finishing. Let's see, we've got Vera with a time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 39 seconds for an average time of just about an hour 30. And we're gonna go ahead and pull them in now. Welcome, Videodames.
Hello,
Thank you.
hello.
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 That was a rough seed, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Sure
yeah,
was.
there was some spice, it could be said.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was a little spicy.
So did you hint fire?
No,
was really
hinted
close.
pink.
I did end up hinting pink twice
Oh, interesting.
because
So
I hinted plasma geyser and it was in the lab, and then I was like, royal ring, and then that was accessible. So
the two major differences that we've noticed in this seed, Videodames, you two found the succubus hairpin for player 1 much earlier than Godspeed You Pink Emperor did, which led you to finding the player 1 water mask at that bat ledge, which then led you to finding the gear 3. So you had a lot of some of the key items earlier than they did, so you were able to do some of the checks as you were going along. However, player 1 Wef on Godspeed You Pink Emperor found his wheel before going through Royal Towers.
Yeah.
So he found that laser access as he was finally going through Royal Towers, which is what seemed to have flummoxed y'all for the end of this seed.
Yeah, I think the laser
Yeah,
access
for
timing
sure.
was one of the most important inflection points for this one. And it came right at the end after people had done so much hunting for their other things. Like, it was sort of the final step in that big chain of progression.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Because for both teams, not a single laser was found until at least 40 minutes in.
Yep, got
Yeah,
my
I
laser.
was like
42
surprised,
minutes.
like, hey, I got you a laser access, and I was like, what?
So, there's a funny story here. Wef made a comment a while ago about one of my seeds where that exact thing happened. Showed up to military base, was like, oh, cool, I guess it will be open, and then hadn't found a single laser. And I was thinking of that when that happened. I was like, oh, I guess the same thing happened again. It must be Wef's fault.
yeah, just
Oh,
show
no.
Thanks,
up.
Wef.
You're like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm
For
going to
sure,
the
Wef's
lab.
fault.
Oh, there are still 3 lasers here.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I did see you, Wef, make that check mid-game. Of
Yeah.
like, I've killed one boss. I don't have any lasers. Is the same
I
thing going
killed
to
the
happen to
twins.
me again?
I killed the twins, and I was like, I have this warp already. I'm just gonna go check.
Yep, and I was going to, but I hadn't killed any of the bosses, so it wouldn't have been good information anyways. And
know
I
what they
never
say.
got back to it.
Once bitten, twice shy of lasers.
Oh boy.
It's very confusing. This was my first enemy randomizer seed, I think possibly ever. So
Okay.
I was kind of just like flabbergasted at the start of it. It was pretty fun though.
Oh yeah.
Enemy rando obliterated me for a long while.
Yeah. And
Did you die to the like barrel guy on like Castle
No,
Ramparts?
but I was rolling through, and I was like, I have like half of my HP. I can tank a few enemies, and then I got hit by a log, and all of my HP was gone.
Oh,
I didn't. I had like 16 left.
yeah, I physically recoiled, and just murdered me instantly. I was like, oh, okay.
Barrels are
Oh,
the
okay,
animal
I guess
thing
that guy's
feeling
here.
So bad. It's so rough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he just went and set up somewhere else. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Jim and I actually were practicing a little bit before this race, and
Mhm.
I believe we had one where both of us had enemy randomizer, I was on my way to the Zarian save point. I had like 110 HP. I was feeling pretty safe. I walk into the final vertical room before the save point, before the boss fight. And I'm just gonna go jump up. The rightmost moth on the top was a barrel thrower. And as he's falling, he
Yep.
throws a barrel that rolls across that middle platform, hits me for 150 damage, and kills me. One screen
Yeah.
before the save.
Yeah.
The
They
airdrop
are-
is like so
Yep.
cursed.
They
Barrels
are
It's so
are
bad.
crazy.
they are secretly snipers. I swear.
It's not a secret, I can tell you.
And
I learned
so-
some interesting things about. Oh, sorry, Jim. You go.
No, go ahead.
I learned some interesting things about how experience works in enemy randomizer, where it seems like enemy health might be like I think it all might scale based on where the enemy's actually found, which is kind of cool.
yes.
Yeah.
All of the enemy stats,
So-
including the experience that you get from killing,
Yeah.
are scaled to the position.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that doesn't inherit from the position is the damage type weaknesses. So the type weaknesses will be for the sprite, but everything else will be for the position.
Yeah, I was farming Castle Rampart's enemies for ages before I finally realized it, but it's funny. Taking 50 damage from a prairie rat is terrifying. Never want to see that
Yo.
ever
Sure
again.
is.
Yep. Those things have killed me before, and every time it happens, I'm like, wow, what a betrayal.
Yes, and as you might have noticed, some enemies have their projectiles set as a damage multiplier, and then some are like set damage, like the bombers and like the other, like the bombardiers. Those projectiles have a set damage, so those don't get scaled. You'll take a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the log roller's projectile is scaled off of the damage, and the log roller we encountered, I believe, took the place of a hammer giantess, which is why it hits so incredibly hard.
Yep. And additionally, anything that spawns from Mauritia, I still don't understand if it is or isn't
Oh, no,
scaled.
I know the answer to this one. It scales to the position of the Rishia, but if it doesn't apply until frame 2. So if you're overlapping it as it spawns, you get hit with unscaled damage of whatever it summoned.
That's
Ah.
crazy.
Awful.
So,
Yeah, a little
just
peek
don't
behind
stand
the
on it.
curtain. A little peek
Easy.
behind the curtain. A lot of goes wrong if you interact with something on the exact frame that it spawns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I noticed some of the giraffes like flickering in for a frame and then turning into whatever they're meant to be. That was very funny.
Yeah, there was a bug where you could same frame the chaos what was the chaos rose drop. That's if you drop down onto the chaos rose, that's just by the twins. You can get the chaos rose and the thing that replaced it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
had
niche
to fix
tech.
it. I had to
Yeah.
fix it to just check to see if you had gotten the item and given it to you anyway, even if it had already been collected.
Oh, geez.
Because if you dropped down and you collected the chaos rose, it would mark that item as collected, and then you wouldn't be able to get the actual item that was there.
Oh, yep, that would be a problem.
Yeah, so
I love
that was a fun
randomizers.
bug.
Enemy randomizer also takes a frame to implement. So if you say enter the Hellgazer room and get an item from your friend on the very first frame, all those Hellgazers will have lasers, and you're like, wait, no, you're not supposed to be here. How can this be? And ask me how I know this.
So like the enemies will transform, but they'll still keep the laser. Is what you're saying? Or-
No, as soon as the item window went away, they all transformed into what they had randomized into.
Ah.
But in the
Okay.
meantime, I'm looking at Hellgazers with enemy randomization that doesn't include Hellgazers, and I'm like, how did all of you randomize into Hellgazers?
Yeah.
I can't believe this has happened to me.
All right, so
I also noticed
video games. Obviously, this was a mess.
Yeah.
Early on, how did you feel about it? Did you feel like you were making good progress? Did you feel like you had an advantage, a disadvantage? Kind of how was what was your approach to the seed in the beginning?
At the beginning,
Vera,
I
I'll let
think
you
we
speak
felt
first, yeah.
pretty much on track. Like we were in the race doing things. But yeah.
Yeah, for my
Beginning it was
part,
fine.
we sort of did some practice and worked out in practice that having Vera turn on gifting straight away was good, just so that if I found some strong gear, I could send it to her, and that would kind of balance things out nicely. But it turns out we didn't need to do that this seed. There was a point maybe about like 10, 15 minutes in where I was like really nervous because we had a lot of stuff. I think I just found my sash. We had some pretty good combat gear on player 2 slot, so I was like, wow, this is going to be really tight competition. And then like just kind of ran into the BK wall and spent a while kind of farming. So it didn't really work out in practice that way, but there was a point
I'm
where I was
curious,
expecting it to go really
what
fast.
gear do you have on? Because I have a Veletian crown and an Empress robe on.
I think I found an Eternal Crown, mostly just having like Empire Plus. I had some sort of chest piece. I don't remember what it was, but
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
classic Empire minus plus. Or the Aura Serpent minus plus was my savior in the early game.
Zed is currently experiencing the bug where damage randomizer just keeps adding pluses and minuses if you do multiple seeds at once.
Yeah,
So-
if you
yeah.
direct connect out of a damage rando seed, it gets upset at you, which is my fault.
Interesting. But yeah, I just felt like we had a lot of mobility. We had like free warp shards, just like a lot of access to tons of areas. So I was like, oh, there's a lot to do. So I just kind of like locked in and did as much as I could quickly. But yeah, I was, I guess, right to be afraid by the competition. You did very well. So good job on your win.
Thank you. Yeah,
We appreciate it.
we hinted a lot better this seed than we did last seed.
I mean,
Yeah.
that means you're still in. You guys
Oh, there was a
get to go
there was
on.
a stupid point where I hinted my water mask, and then Vera gave it to me like seconds later. Like, had I just waited like 2 seconds, I would have
Literally
had
a second later.
Yeah, that's so frustrating.
It's awful. But yeah.
Yep.
Happens.
All right, so looking at the bracket, Videodames, you are unfortunately out of the tournament, but good job making it at least this far into round 3. Godspeed, you Pink Emperor, you are moving into the semifinals for the losers bracket, and you've got a long chain of matches building up. So you're going to be waiting for a bit. You're going to be in sort of meta BK for a while.
Yep. So
I
first,
believe the Friends of the Least versus Simpin for Lunaeus match has already happened.
yes, that happened already. Spoilers for those who have not seen it. That was Friends of Neleast over Simping for Linnaeus. So
Yeah, let me update this stuff.
Yep. So Friends of Neleast will be playing Deity Delivery. The winners of that match will be playing against the Hundo Runners, and then the winner of that match will then be playing against Godspeed You Pink Emperor to then see who's going to play the loser of Dead by Dad, me and Jim, versus Sis Enough, Kemps and Plainswater, and that match is tomorrow evening.
I think
Yeah,
we know
that's
who's
gonna
winning
be
that match,
exciting.
but we'll find out, I suppose.
You, right?
No. No, we have to have some serious plot armor to make it through a match against this enough, I think.
Yeah, no, both of those players are incredibly good players. Those who have followed the tournaments over the past few years, Plainswater and I have a semi-rivalry where I believe 2 years ago, I knocked him into the losers bracket. He fought all the way through said losers bracket and got all the way back into the finals and beat me 2 in a row in the finals to take that tournament. So he is a formidable player, and Kemps is no slouch himself.
Yeah, Kemp's kind of a dark horse. I think this is his first tournament with Timespinner, but he has soaked up a lot of knowledge, and his execution is solid. So they're going to be a formidable team.
Indeed. So
Um,
with that,
but yeah, I think that's yeah. Take it away, Urza.
Yep, I think that's a wrap for this one. Just real quick, does anyone? We'll start with you, Wes. Any final words before we cut this off?
No, I mean, I think every seed should be just as cursed as this one. I thought that was really positive experience for everybody involved. I think Sash should be behind the dad fight more often. I feel like that was a really artful move by the randomizer, and I can really appreciate art.
Yep. Thank you very much, Zed. How about you?
But thank you everybody who's been tuning in and like following along with the tournament. It's been a weird tournament. It's been going on for probably too long, but we're getting going.
This is fine.
We're making the final push, I think here.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for organizing.
I just want to second that. It's been a ton of fun hosting these and being a part of it. Wishlist Timespinner 2, and I think that's it from me.
Hmm.
All right. Vera, how about you? Any final parting words?
Yeah, for sure. It was a whole lot of fun being in this tournament. First time. Got very far with Lady Ben. It was a lot of fun, which was my goal, for sure. I want to thank Urza for restreaming, and of course both Urza and Jim for commentating.
You're very welcome.
Wef and Zed for the race. Lady Ben
Yeah,
nog
thanks.
again for being for taking in a newbie in this
You did great.
roller coaster of a ride.
Oh, yeah. All right, thank you. And Lady Bun, how about you? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I have some things. So thanks to everyone who has been involved in organizing. I love Timespinner tournaments. They're so much fun. It's really nice to just like pick up the game after a long break and kind of dust off the rust and sort of get back into it. It's really, really fun. Thanks to Vera. It was really fun playing with you. You've got some chaotic energy that I really admire. It's always fun working together with you. So yeah, had a great
Yeah,
time.
that is me.
Thanks to the randomizer devs. Everyone's been like working really hard, and every time like bugs come up, they get fixed pretty promptly. So I'm really glad to see such active and like passionate work kind of happening. So none of this would be possible without that. So thanks to Bodhi for always being around in the community and contributing positively. And thanks to everyone who tuned in. I had fun putting on a show for you. That's all.
Thank you so much. Jim, how about you? Final thoughts before we sign off?
Yeah. This was a heck of a match to watch. Very, very exciting. And I had an absolute blast being here in the commentator seat, seeing, a little bit behind the scenes, like just enough behind the scenes to keep things interesting. And thank you all four of you for putting on such an excellent show. Very much appreciate it.
What I hear is that you are fully ready to do a restream of your own, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Please don't make me.
I volunteered
Yeah,
for this. Don't worry.
I think Jim is volunteering for our next match.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm actually willing if you need it, but hopefully you don't need it.
If you plan on decent times, I am still here too.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the times work out,
Exactly.
you've done some terrible things to your sleep schedule, so
This is fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It was start for me at 3 a.m. and get some sleep after, or start like 7 minutes ago, and then not sleep anymore after. So
Sure. Yeah, you take your pick, however you want to live your life.
Yep.
exactly.
But thanks to everybody in the audience. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. And Wishlist Timespinner 2. And that's it. That's all I got.
And yeah, for me, y'all have already hit all of the high points. Thanks for everyone. Thanks all four of the racers. All of their stream names are here on the screen in the center column. Thank you, Jim, for joining me on comms. Thank you to Yarno and Triumphant Base and WEF and all of everyone else who's done development on this randomizer. It continues to improve every day, and I love having discussions in the Discord about what nefarious traps we can come up with next. Wishlist Timespinner 2, Lunar Ray Games working on the sequel to Timespinner. And every day it's getting better and better. He does live streams where he does some development work. I believe that's every Thursday. But
Tuesday, I think.
Oh, it's Tuesday? Okay. Regardless, he will post going live notifications in the official Timespinner Discord, which is also the Randomizer's Discord. If you had any interest in playing the Randomizer or interacting with the community at all, please feel free to go seek out the Timespinner Discord. If I was smart, I would have put a link to that in my chat. someone I'm sure can find it, but if you can't, it's definitely somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Is it linked on the on Archipelago? Actually, in the setup instructions.
I should link that in the description of the like tournament playlist.
Yeah,
Go through and add that all.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Good note. Let me write that down.
Yeah, and I will make sure to make a VOD of this for that same playlist if it's possible. And yeah,
I can use Twitch or the Twitch downloader to grab that. So don't worry.
oh, perfect.
So
Okay.
so long as I have your permission to just yoink the VOD.
Please, absolutely go ahead. But yeah, no, and special thanks to Wef for organizing and Zed for all the work you've put into for all of the restreams, and this layout, which was created by Zed, which we joked about a little bit earlier, but no, there's a lot of work that's gone into this, and I'm pretty.
There are a lot of layers going on here.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna look at my source list.
I put everything neatly in maps.
That's actually.
Oh, aren't you awesome?
I will learn how to OPS one day. Anyway,
One day.
And with that, I think that's everything that I have to say. So, I think it's time to say goodnight and good morning to some of us, and I hope everyone has
Take care.
has an excellent time zone.
Excellent time zone. Take care, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
take care.
catch our next tournament match tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST
And
on Zed's stream, I think.
I believe so. I need to verify my schedule, but generally speaking, I'm available then.
Great.
and we'll make sure that gets linked in the streaming section of the Timespinner Discord, which I hope someone did because I forgot to.
WEF got you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I was so frenzied. Anyway, good night, everyone.
No, I
good
don't
night,
blame
good
you.
morning, good day, good wherever.
Time zone.
Good time zone.
Yeah.
See you around, everyone.
Good time zone. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.